Everyone, welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws. I get asked this question quite regularly. How do you remove certain parts on a chainsaw? How do you do different things? What mechanical tools or what aids do I use? Let me show you something here. This is a cadaver case off a 372. And of course, to remove the seal, of course, you'll want a pressure vacuum test before and after you do a job like this. It's real important. I do recommend you get that pressure vacuum gauge. I do sell one. It's got some bells and whistles, little perks in it. But you really need one to verify that you've done a good job. But the question I get asked a lot is how to remove a certain part. And seals are a critical thing on a 2-cycle engine. They've got to be precision perfect, or you will have issues with it running and possibly melt down the chainsaw. This is on the flywheel side, and this is the tool that would be used, factory recommended. Screws into the seal and then you pull it out. Idea behind it is these outer threads thread into that seal, and then you just pull it out. Real slick little tool. And then as far as back to the installation, new seal of course, and you put a little grease on the inner ring here, keep that spring in place as you do this. You would put it on there, and then it's got a limiter to tap down to get the exact depth that you want. You can't push these in too far, rub against the bearing, not get them in far enough, have some seal issues. But I get it when you don't have tools like this, you don't want to sink a bunch of money into it. Here's a seal puller that I used for years back in the 70s, and all these specialty tools weren't readily available. And basically, I'll show you what it is. You got to use a pretty good quality screwdriver. You don't want to use a throwaway big box special, because you want this to hold up. You're going to put similar to a fish hook grind into this. You want to have a little hook here, and then you want some notches on the back, and I'll explain later about those notches. But anyway, the idea behind it is you want to gently push this in between the crank shaft and the seal. That crankshaft is very hard. You're going to have you could damage it, but you're going to have to really work at it. So just be aware, be gentle. You don't want to scuff up that surface where that seal lip rides. So don't be pounding with hammers or anything like that. The idea is to push it in there and then turn it, and you can see how you just hook that lip and you go pull it out. The notches give you a little extra leverage. Take you a large flat washer, cut it, and you're going to push that in there and turn it and use that washer for leverage, and pop that seal out. New seal in, of course, you're going to pop it in. And then, of course, we're using an old seal, demonstration purpose only. Never do this at home. Pop it in there. Got your tool there. A small, very small, ball peen hammer. Correct position, ready to go. Now, if you don't have the tool for that, I have seen it done. You can use a socket. What I would do before I took the seal out, if I didn't have all the tools, would be to mark with a felt how far down the depth is on that seal before you pull it, so you will know when you start tapping it back in. And you're going to line up a socket that fits on the outside. Gently bump, 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 inspect, make sure you got down the correct depth. Pressure vacuum test, and you just installed a seal. Questions on any of this? I do answer some emails and some phone calls. Don't answer them all, but I'll try. There's the information.